Many times.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll see about the regression and then I will show you about control chart. Weight gain and calorie consumed. Yesterday we discussed this problem for the correlation. Same problem, same set of data, like how Vivek has suggested in the morning. Use the same data for everything, right? Now it is the same data what we discussed yesterday. So go to stat, go to regression, go to fitted line plot. Clear? Go to stat, go to regression, go to fitted line plot. Now tell me, what is your y variable in this case? You have two things. Weight gain is your y variable or calorie consumption is your y variable.
Weight gain.
Weight gain is your y variable. Select it. And the x variable, also known as predictor, is your calories. Select that. Now, do you have any idea about what kind of regression model will be a best fit? Is it linear model will help you, or quadratic model will help you, or cubic model will help you?
Linear, sir.
How are you saying that it is linear? Because you have seen the scatter yesterday, am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yesterday you have seen the scatter diagram, so it is linear. So click linear, give OK. Now your regression is done. Do you see the scatter diagram is again generated? The scatter diagram is giving the clue that the relationship is close to linear. That is the reason why we have chosen linear. Do you see the regression equation here? Weight gain equal to minus 754.6 plus 0.4631 into calories consumed. Do you know how this equation has been derived? This is called regression equation. Here the constant minus 754.6, that is called the constant term. That is called the constant term. And 0.4631 is called the regression coefficient. Do you all understand all these things? This is your y variable response. Calories is your x variable, the predictor. What is this number? The coefficient of the predictor. Regression coefficient. And this is called regression constant. Each one is helping you. Each one will help you in arriving on the solution. R square. R square, do you remember yesterday we discussed about R square?
Yes, sir.
The same is appearing here, 94. Minimum R square needs to be 80% and above. Close to 100%, the better it is. So R square talks about the influence of the x variable on the y variable. R square talks about the influence of your critical factor on your pain metric. And when R square is helping you to understand the influence, there is one more thing called adjusted R square. You know what is adjusted R square? That will speak about the purity of relationship. That will speak about purity of relationship. If the adjusted R square is also close to more than 80%, close to 100%, you are fully sure that this is the single factor that is responsible for the pain metric.
Sorry, sir, I had a computer issue. How do you arrive to R square adjusted, sir?
See, R square as well as adjusted R square. You just need to understand how to use the R square and how to use the adjusted R square. But how the values are calculated? No. I will answer him. How to calculate the R square as well as the adjusted R square? It's a separate subject, and there, RK sir has posted a YouTube video. I request him to post it in the WhatsApp group. You go through, because right now I don't want you to trouble you with the formula and all. R square is a statistics that is calculated. That will help you to understand the number of factors you have included in your regression is sufficient to control the y or not. Now tell me, R square, it is 94. Is it sufficient to control the y? Looks sufficient.
Yes, sir, 94.
Looks sufficient. But now I have a doubt. See, R square works based on the number of factors. What if I add an irrelevant factor? More the number of factor, more will be the R square. But sometimes what happens? due to some mistake, I could add an irrelevant factor. When I add an irrelevant factor, R square alone will improve, but not the adjusted R square. Adjusted R square will improve only when I add true predictors. The real factors that has influence on the Y variable will only can improve the adjusted R square. So which is more accurate, R square or adjusted R square?
Adjusted.
Adjusted R square. So don't look at the R square, start looking at the adjusted R square. Your adjusted R square have to be 80% and above so that you can say your fit is a best fit. All of you understand? All of you understand the regression?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? And
Yes,
now,
sir.
Yes, sir.
this is a straight line. And what is the equation of the straight line? All of you have studied, right? Can you tell me? Equation of the straight line. What is the equation you studied in mathematics?
A plus bx.
Y equal to? Can I write like this?
Plus C.
Y equal to mx plus c, or you write it ax plus b, it's all one and same. Now, in this equation, what is your y? Come on, yeah, response. What is your x? Come on. Predictor, you are not fast enough. Right? We are old people. You are all young, but you are not fast enough. Right? And now what is this? What is this M called? What is this M? So far, we have called it as regression
Coefficient.
coefficient. It is nothing but slope of the line or the curve. Am I right? And what is your C? C is the constant term. And in this, in order to form the regression equation, you only need to know the value of regression coefficient and the value of constant term. If you fill up those values, your regression equation is ready. Am I right? That is what is written here. Weight gain equal to minus 754.6 plus 0.4631 into calories consumed. Let me tell you how to get the M. How to get the M? Any idea? M is very simple, right? M is, we call it del Y divided by del X. What is the formula to get M? M del Y divided by del X. Another formula is tan of theta. Tan of theta. You know what is theta? The angle made by the line with the x-axis. Now let us go to this graph. Let us go to this graph. Here I want to find out the theta. How do I get theta? 1 minute, let me take some writing thing. Here it is. One second. Okay, let me share the whiteboard for now. Do you see my whiteboard now? This is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is your regression line, right? And now in order to get the M, I said the formula is delta y by delta x. At any point, can you draw a horizontal line? Possible? In that horizontal line, you find out theta. Possible with a protractor?
Yes, sir.
Possible to calculate tan theta? This will turn out to be 0.4631. Did you see this value in the regression coefficient? You have seen it in the value, isn't it? In that equation, 0.4631 into calories consumed. This is coming based from this formula only. Another method is, after drawing the horizontal, you draw a vertical also. Now this vertical length of the vertical line is nothing but delta y. Similarly, the length of the horizontal line is called what? Delta x.
Delta.
If you actually find out the ratio between delta y and delta x. You know how much it will come to be? Can one of this? How much this will be?
0.46.
Very good. That's all. So you use any method, m equal to tan theta, or use del y by del x. Now what? Now you know the value of regression coefficient. M is known. Now one more thing is required to write your own regression equation. What is that? Constant term. The constant term is otherwise called as y-intercept. Constant term is otherwise called as y-intercept. When I extend the curve, it will meet the y-axis at some point. The point is this. Am I right? This point is below origin. Origin is here. Origin is here. This is below origin. And in the real graph, it is found to be minus 754.6. Have you seen this value? Have you seen this value in the curve? In the equation? Minus 0.6. Now you have the regression equation ready in your hand. Am I right? Now I will show you the graph again. I will go to the Minitab again. Now look at your regression equation. Now do you understand the value minus 754.6? You also understand 0.4631. Now regression equation is ready.
Yes.
Now how is this 0.4631 is helping you? 0.4631 is telling you that when I increase the x variable by 1 unit, y variable will increase by 0.4631 unit. Am I correct? If the line passes through origin, let me again go to the whiteboard. If the line passes through origin, what will happen to the constant term?
0.
0. And if the angle is 45 degree, del y and del x will be equal.
1.
Now what is the equation of the line? Del y by del x equal to 1. So y equal to?
X.
Y equal to x means it is the equation of
Direct correlation.
origin with a slope of 1. M equal to 1. Otherwise theta equal to 45 degree. What does it mean? When I increase the x by 1 unit, y will also increase by 1 unit. Am I right? You come to this point. When I increase the x by 2, y will also increase by 2. Now you will come to this point, isn't it? Your line will keep on going. When x is 1.5, y will also become 1.5, isn't it? So how do you understand this? The m only is telling you when m equal to 1, whatever amount you increase the x, same amount y will increase. If m equal to 2, what will happen? When I increase x by 1 unit, m will increase by?
Twice.
That's all. Do you now get an idea how to change the y?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's all. Ultimately, your project is controlling y. Now you are able to control. That is why I told you, your knowledge on correlation regression will help you to work very well in the improve phase. What is improve phase? Solution generation, solution evaluation, solution implementation. When everybody can talk, in a just qualitative way, you can talk in quantitative way, right? Whatever they say, those are all the general statements, and you will be able to think slightly technically and then make it happen in real time. I hope you have now understood the regression clearly. What we learned right now is called simple linear regression. Simple linear regression because it involved only one predictor, y equal to mx plus c, which is actually the linear regression. And now let me share the screen again to teach you another tool. Now the tool what you are going to learn is, what is this tool? Control chart. What is this tool? Control chart. It is Control chart. It is something equal to the ECG report. Have you seen ECG report? Padrila, you have seen ECG report, right? In hospitals. ECG or some kind of, like when you go to the ICU ward, every patient, will have some graph next to him. Am I right? This graph, when keeps on going up and down, what does it mean?
Heartbeats.
Heartbeat. There is a rhythm or heartbeat normally, follows normal distance. Go up, come down, go up, come down, up, something like that. Suppose if the curve becomes a peak, what does it indicate? The curve, it gets a peak, very, very high, it goes very high. Let me share the whiteboard again. Oh God, share, okay. So, it goes like this, up, down, it is going up and down. Instead of that, while it is going up and down, suddenly it goes like this. What does it mean? A severe abnormality, isn't it? Severe abnormality. It could be the pressure or it could be anything. Any characteristics of the patient which you are monitoring. If it is going very high, that means, it is something abnormal. The patient body condition is unstable. Suppose the same ECG graph becomes like this. What does it mean?
Dead.
Person is dead.
Chapter close, right? So the control chart gives you a clue whether the person's body condition is normal or not. The same control chart can tell you whether are there any abnormality exists or not. If no abnormality exists, patient is stable. Whatever result you are seeing right now, you will see the same result tomorrow. But if it is abnormal, anything can happen. Am I right? Patients with abnormality should be under the intensive care, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Same way, in statistics, these abnormal conditions are called, are produced by the outliers. Abnormal conditions are produced by outliers. Outliers are nothing but any points that are beyond the control limit. There will be a control limit called upper control limit, and there will be a control limit called lower control limit. If any point goes above upper control limit or goes below lower control limit, it means the condition is abnormal. It means the data observed is an outlier. It means process is disturbed. It means process is deteriorated. Now your responsibility is to understand why process got deteriorated, why a point has gone beyond the control limit. Do everything that is required to bring every point inside the control limit. If everything is inside the control limit, you can consider the process as stable. If even one point is outside the control limit, the process is unstable, abnormal. Got it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And if it is a perfect straight line, you can understand it is not at all, not at the person has already dead. Same way, your process cannot produce these kind of readings. The flat lines and all not possible. It will always go up and down. If it is not going up and down, you can understand your process is dead already. And that means no process exists. So you generally don't get this scenario in industries. But you will get this scenario and this scenario. Which is preferred in industry, scenario 1 or scenario 2?
1.
1 is preferred. 1 means all the points you plot will be inside the control limit. 2 means few points will be outside the control limit. So 2 definitely a sign of abnormality. 2 is a sign of normality. Sometimes no, the 1 also may have abnormality. Is it possible you get all the point inside the control limit, still the process is abnormal or can behave abnormally and can make your results unstable? Is it possible, do you think?
Yes, sir. When your output required changes, when your required parameter changes.
Okay, I'll give an example. Imagine right now how many people are attending the meeting, afternoon session? 40.
40.
40.
Total is 134. Where are 94 students? They are not here. Why they are not here? They have their own reasons. Can I consider those 94 as outliers? Someone tell me. Can I consider those 94 as outliers? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
See, we are running a process. Everyone should align with the process, but the 94, they are not under the control of the process. That means they have been disturbed by some other reason, some other factors. They have their own reason. Once you have a reason for the deviation, the reasons are called special causes. Special causes means maybe they are celebrating New Year. Maybe they already planned something. Maybe they have become, they are not well. So they have their own reason. When you are able to explain the reason for the deviation, that is called special cause. Special causes should be fixed. Then only you can expect results from the process. Am I right? A process that is deviating with a lot of special causes cannot be improved. If I want to produce green bells from your MBA department, and first there should not be any special causes, isn't it? Yes or no? Before starting the training program, your professors could have explained you, Arey Baba, the training is going to be online. This is going to be, intensive, lot of statistics, lot of learnings, and there'll be exam. So everything has been told. So all of you are expected to align with the process. If that is not happening, do you think your process is in your control?
No, sir.
Process is not in your control. Can you improve something which is not in your control? Let's say your children are not obeying you. Will you be able to grow them properly?
No, sir.
Similarly, if you want to improve the process, your process should be under control. This is what control chart is testing. Control chart is simply testing whether the process is under your control or not. We call it statistical control. If every point is inside the control limit, you can consider the process to be under your control. You can consider the process to be in a state called statistical control. If the process is in statistical control, only common causes exist. Special causes will not exist. But if the process is out of control, special causes will also exist in addition to the common causes. Common causes anyway be there. But special causes are there because of specific reasons. Those specific reasons should be investigated, understood, and solved. Right? And now, my question now is, if there are no special causes, let us forget about the 94 students. Remaining 40 are attending the training program. Tell me honestly, is that all of you are sincerely attending the program every single minute? I see only Vivek Magajan on the video. He has no other option to get distracted. He can be distracted only by seeing my movement, nothing else. But all others, you can be distracted easily. Am I right? Yes or no?
Sir.
All of you can switch on your TV on the other side and you can still enjoy a movie, New Year movie, isn't it? What I'm trying to say is, don't think that if every point is inside the control limit, don't think that your process is under control. Still, I have a suspect. 40 students are inside the meeting. Still, I suspect few students may not pay proper attention to me. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Same way. Even if all the points are inside the control limit, still there could be a special cause. You should be able to think in a matured manner. How do you predict then? If point is outside, you can find out. But if the point is inside, if you observe any non-random pattern, that's an indication that your process is getting disturbed by some special cause. Do you understand? One of you used the word chance cause on day 3 or day 4 itself. Chance cause means whatever variation you see within the control limit, those are generally considered the variation due to chance causes. If a point goes outside the control limit, the variations are considered to be the variations due to special causes. At the same time, even if all the points are inside the control limit, if you do not observe randomness, rather you observe non-randomness. What is non-randomness? Points are forming a line. Points are forming a circle. There is a cyclic pattern. Some kind of pattern, if you are able to see, it is a clue that your process is pulled away by some other factor. Something seriously, trying to deteriorate your process. You must understand and arrest that culprit also. Do you understand? Now, let me show you Minitab, how to plot a control chart, and then you can learn the steps in the control phase.